It's a cool smartwatch and you won't believe the price. Let's check it out. Dave Taylor here, and I'm checking out this. This is the SoundPeats Smartwatch 3, and I'll tell you, it's pretty darn impressive. What's most impressive about it is the price. It is a small fraction of the cost of an Android watch or an Apple Watch, but it still gives you a significant percentage of all of those same features. So it features a 1.85-inch color screen with 4 levels of brightness. It has a fitness tracker. It can manage heart rate, blood oxygen, sleep tracker. You can enable women's cycle tracking, stopwatch, alarms. It has 230 watch faces. So if I decide I don't like this one, it's a simple matter to just tap and hold, and then I can pick from one of the other preset ones that I have on my watch, and then I can go into the app, and I'll show you the app in a minute because that's actually a pretty important part of this. But I'll go into the app and I can show you there are hundreds of watch faces. It's also IP68 waterproof, so you can wear this while you're swimming or surfing or at the beach or whatever. You go for a jog, and if it starts raining, whatever, no problem. It has 70 sports modes, though the way they implemented sport mode's a little clumsy. That's to do with the fitness tracking, and I'll come back to that. Bluetooth 5.2. It has notifications, and it works with either iPhones or Android. Both of them use something called the SoundPeats Sport app. And there are some issues with notifications too, but the battery, 7 days. So if you're used to something like an Apple Watch where you gotta charge it every 20 hours, this is a little bit different. It lasts a lot longer. The watch band itself comes with a sort of typical rubbery watch band, but that's a 22 millimeter watch band connection, so you can replace it with any 22 millimeter watch band that you like and give it a different feel and a different appearance. So what I want to do is I want to actually come in and give you a close-up so you can see the watch, and then we'll look at the watch and the app, and then I'll come back and give you some final comments. The watch will actually illuminate when you lift your wrist, but we can also just push the button to duplicate that. And then it has the usual different effects and different features based on where you scroll. So here's notifications. And one thing I will observe is that you can't change the typeface or the size of the type. So I found notifications a bit hard to read. That might be something they'll be able to fix in a future version. If I go from the left, then we can get to some of the other features. Obviously, I am not going to be able to check my heart rate when it's sitting on the table, but we can go to training, and then I can pick my sport. And it's a little hard to work with this. So you might want to reorient things and reorganize things, but as we'll see when we look at the app in just a moment, that's not so easy to do. So hopefully the ones that it has right on the top are the ones you want. So let's go back here, and then if I go from this side, then it gives me a status of how I'm doing so far today. I'm getting a little slow start on the morning, but that's okay. Now, given you all of those basics, and let me just show you real quick. If you want to change the watch face, you can just press and hold. And now the ones that I preloaded onto it, I can just switch to one of those very, very easily. And I really like that. I like having lots of watch faces. But let's go ahead and jump to the phone app, and I'll show you how that all interacts. This is the SoundPeats Sport app, and it's synchronized with the watch. So even though the display is off, this is actually getting data from the watch. You can see I don't actually tend to wear watches when I sleep, so I don't have that data. But you can see it's been tracking my heart rate. It's a little elevated because I'm on camera. That's pretty normal. But really the main features are all along the bottom. So if I tap on sport, now I can start a sport, outdoor running. There's a couple of shortcuts at the top, rope skipping, but where this gets a little complicated is when I want to change sports. So here's this huge grid of different sports you can do, and I have these 4. These are the ones I use the most often, but as far as I can tell, there's no way to have them be the 4 shortcuts either on the watch or actually in the app. So It's great that they support so many different interesting sports, but not necessarily easy to actually get that to work. So I can go to device, and then as you might expect, it's going to give us various features and capabilities, and here's where it gets fun. So let's just go ahead, and this looks very Christmassy. We'll go down a little further, and let's see. Oh, this panda one looks fun, so we'll do that. And then let's see, I think synchronized dial. There we go. So downloading, and then you can see the watch wakes up, and it's showing us how quickly that data is transferring. That's via that Bluetooth feature. And this is Bluetooth low energy, so it's not going to drain your phone. But it takes, I don't know, 20, 30 seconds to be able to download a new watch face, but then automatically that will be the selected face, which should look pretty fun. So let's see. There we go. So that's pretty fun, and it's that easy. You can also choose which ones you have on your shortcuts, and you can also make a custom dial by using your own photo, and you can pick colors. There's a lot of stuff you can do. Now, there's also a lot of other features. So here I'm on an iPhone 14 Pro, and I can actually have it connect with my phone. I can specify which apps are allowed to do notifications, and I like to have that sedentary reminder. I have a tendency to get very focused when I'm working, so it's nice to have it say, hey, get up. You've been sitting there way too long. So lots of good stuff. There's even more settings, so you can turn on and off for text messaging. And finally, perhaps one of the most important is the firmware update. And why that's important is because devices like this get firmware updates, and it's important to keep up. And then finally, I can get to my physical characteristics so that it can calculate things like how many calories I've burned if I go for a 1-mile walk. So that's everything. This is the watch. This is the app. Works together pretty well. There are some issues with sports. There are some issues with notification typeface size and such. But let me jump back on camera. Lots of features and functionality. Is it all implemented the best it could be? Not so much. And while we're talking, let me also say that it comes with a charging cable, and you have to use their charging cable. It's magnetic, super easy to work with, USB-A on the other side. But if you lose this cable, you're in a pickle. Now, the company tells me they're going to have replacement cables for around $10. But if you get the watch, which comes with the cable, and you lose or break the cable, you do have a bit of a pickle. You can't just go into Walmart or the Apple Store or Best Buy and buy a replacement. So I think that's something to know. Which brings us to the price. And I just want to say that everything I've criticized and everything I've shown you, keep in context that this is less than $30 total. So when you're looking at Apple Watches, if you're looking at like the Apple Watch Ultimate and all of those are $400, $500, $600. That's a lot of money for a little notification device on your wrist. Now, it comes with lots of cool features, and the accuracy of all the fitness tracking and everything is just absolutely great. And of course, the smooth integration with the apps and everything is much better, but under $30. So what's great about this is that this is something you can get and you can just try it. You can give this to a teenager fearing that they're probably going to break it at some point, whatever, it's something at this price. It doesn't matter if it gets lost or broken because it's so affordable. And I think that what SoundPeats is demonstrating with this watch is that you can take a lot of technologies and you can put them all into something that's extraordinarily affordable. Now, is it best in class? No, but not everyone needs best in class, and not everyone else can afford it. So what we have here is we have a really great entry-level solution to the world of smartwatches. So we need to talk about the price. But before we get to the price, I'm going to ask if you could subscribe to my channel. Click or tap on that subscribe button and go ahead and click on that little bell icon for notifications too. Super helpful. If you found this review to be helpful and informative, then I definitely also appreciate a like or a thumbs up, so don't be shy. Go ahead and click on that. Great. Let me push the button again, get the screen on. This is the SoundPeats Smartwatch 3, and it's $39.99, currently minus 30% dropping it down to an amazing $27.99 at Amazon.com. Honestly, for 28 bucks, it's kind of hard to go wrong here. It's really fun. And while it isn't as smooth an experience as my expensive Apple Watch, for the price, it's a remarkable piece of technology. So, it's everything I got. I think I'm going to go ahead and put this back on my wrist, which means once I get this through here, there we go. All right, well, that means I'll have to catch you in my next video.